Hello, I'm here today to talk to you about data security. Data security has received a lot of attention recently with all the leaks, hacks, and other data breaches. It's hard to know how to operate in this ever-changing environment safely. Basically defined, data security is the protection of information from unauthorized access or manipulation. There are a number of approaches to this, however most of them focus on a single aspect and not the entire problem. Protecting your data needs to include authentication, identification, access control, and encryption. If all of these items work as a fluid solution, then your data will be protected and access limited to only those authorized. A solution that provides all of these operations and combines them into a single system is MyCrypt. MyCrypt truly makes data protection easy. MyCrypt utilizes biometrics as part of the multi-factor authentication. It then uses the digital value of the validated biometric template as part of the key to create a unique encryption algorithm for each transaction. These are used by the integrated access control system to either grant or deny access based on your access policies. These all operate within our existing environment without the need to make any changes or adjustments to your system. Whether you need to protect a single file or your entire network, MyCrypt eliminates the complexity of protecting today's information or yesterday's historical data. At the core of the system is SimpleCrypt. It's an engine that does the validation, encryption, and access control services. The MyCrypt applications that we're about to see were built using the SimpleCrypt core via the available API. The MyCrypt solution has 3 primary user functions and a few administrative ones. Before we can begin with any of the applications, we need to be authenticated and validated as an authorized and active user. The MyCrypt application uses FIPS 140-2 Level 3 biometric device to identify the users. There are currently 2 types of devices available, a biometric USB flash drive or a biometric smart card reader and smart card. The MyCrypt apps are highly configurable to the security stance and the requirements of the organization.
Once you have finished being authenticated, you can launch the MyCrypt control panel. The control panel provides a location to manage your shared drives, locations, launch the dashboard, and automatically update your MyCrypt software. When launching the control panel, the MyCrypt system verifies that you are an active and authorized user. If your account has been disabled or deleted from the system, the control panel will not load and will give you an error message. Once the control panel is loaded, you can launch the dashboard by clicking on the Start button. The dashboard will display the tiles that your company security officer has approved for your use.
These features are enabled or disabled using the MyCrypt Manager by your designated security officer. The mail application works in line with any IMAP-based mail system, both internal and external, such as Exchange, Office 365, Gmail, Yahoo, or even AOL. Any mail solution can interoperate with any other protected by MyCrypt. Thus, trusted trading partners can be on a mix of servers at the discretion of the organization. The only common requirement is that both the sender and recipient utilize the MyCrypt system with an active authentication device.
The Mail app, if approved for usage, can be launched by clicking on the Mail link. This will load the Mail application and require you to enter your Mail password. This is the same password you would use with your standard Mail program. Once the password is validated, the system will contact your mail server and get a list of the secure messages and populate the app. The only data displayed will be the sender, subject line, and the date. As MyCrypt does not store any user data within its systems, once the data is displayed, it's immediately discarded. If you want to read a message, you simply click the message, and that specific message will be retrieved from the server and displayed. From this point, you can reply all, and forward to specific users that are already identified as trading partners and authorized by your security officer. The security officer can limit the recipient's option to only internal users, only users of specific external domains, or to any other MyCrypt-enabled company or domain. This is done from the administrative tool that will be shown in a later video. To exit the mail application securely, you click the Log Out button at the top right-hand side.
The File app protects your files, allowing storage of sensitive data locally or on a network drive. It has the ability to share these files with trusted trading partners. There are many configuration options such as sharing, access control, portability, and mobility. These are available when enabled by the designated security officer of the organization.
The Secure File app, if authorized for use, has a few ways of working within your computer. The File app controls are available from the Secure File app tile on the dashboard. From this location, you can manage the built-in access control of a file or even a folder. File locations can be on any drive that your security officer has approved for storage. In this example, this shows the files are located on my USB flash drive. A single click will open the file. To see the file's details and also to manage the sharing, you click on the tab on the right of the tile. This shows that the file was originally created. It shows the first encryption, and it also shows the last time the file was encrypted. You can modify the sharing if authorized to do so by clicking on the Sharing tab and choosing Save when you leave. Another way to access your files is by using your file manager. In this case, it's the Windows File Manager application. From here, a double click will open the file. If you wanted to modify the file, you would make your modifications and choose Save through your normal application. To re-encrypt the file, you simply hit the Encrypt button on the upon exiting. If no modifications to the file are required, you can simply close the application and hit Cancel. Another means of accessing shared files is by using your control panel from the MyCrypt app. This is demonstrating a usage of Dropbox and saving the files on a shared drive. Again, the system worked exactly as previously. You can make your modifications and save them, and then either encrypt or hit Cancel if no changes were necessary.
The Contacts application is used by the Mail and File apps to provide the list of trading partners. It also allows the management of them at the user level if approved by the organization. The true power of MyCrypt is in the simplicity of its use. It works with your existing apps and operating system. The interfaces of MyCrypt use well-established style dashboards and views, so the experience for the end user is both comfortable and familiar. The Global Administration application, also known as MyCrypt Manager, controls the admin access and the configuration of the overall system. This is provided in a tiered access format, meaning the designated security officer has full control of the organization and its resources. It is also this level of account that can create the group and company admins. The group admins can create new authentication devices, cancel devices, and many other operations as delegated by the designated security officer.
As the account I'm using would be the equivalent of your security officer of a company, I'm able to see all the admin tools. If you are not authorized for a feature or a tool, the tile will not show and the application will not be available to the end user on their dashboard. The admin dashboard shows the total number of members or users of the organization and the active devices and the total number of devices available. Editing the information for the organization is done by clicking the Edit Info button. This information is global, and any change that you make in this particular area will show up across all dashboards for the organization, such as the color scheme and the name and the contact information. These details are stored as all specific information about the organization within an encrypted database that has an instance that is unique to each organization. To look at the members of the users, you click the Manage button on that tile. This gives us a full list of the users that are currently configured on that particular organization. Clicking the user will bring up the user record, and from here you can add in contact information, you can modify what groups they belong to, and also see the device that they're actually using. The devices may be disabled, or this user could be entirely deleted. That would disable the USB fob or the smart card from use the next time the user was attempted to log into the system. A device that has been deleted or disabled can be reissued if it was recovered and can be reissued to a new user at the organization's option. Another way to manage devices is by clicking on the Manage Device tab on the device tile. Here it gives you a list of all the individual devices authorized in the system, and it shows you the ones that have not actually been assigned at this point. Again, clicking the Edit tab takes you to the user if it's an assigned fob, and if it doesn't, you have to go through the initialization process to assign it. Many of the features that are accessible from within the admin dashboard also have shortcut tiles on the main screen. Users, for instance, brings up the same view that we have when we view the group's users. In the Group tab, which is a little unique to outside of the admin interface, admin dashboard portion, you can actually add new groups. From here, the groups are used similar to what you use in Active Directory or any of the LDAP-based security schemes. And this allows you to assign group membership of the individual users. It also allows you to assign privileges and restrictions based on that group. Permissions are set at the organization level, the group level, or the user level. The organization level is the first level and the highest level. All permissions and restrictions are applied across the board for anyone within that organization. User level is the next senior. So if there's a conflict between a user level permission or restriction and a group level user restriction, the user level will be the senior or will be taken in that instance. From this particular tool, though, you can now choose a group or an individual. Start typing in the individual's name, and it'll bring up the permissions list. And from here, you can make modifications, change at the permissions level for that user. You can also see and modify restrictions and permissions for groups at this level. Just begin to type the user group in, choose the group, and then this will make a modification at the group level. The shares area for group, this is the group level shares area admin tool. What this particular thing does is it allows you to add and modify the permissions for shared drives, such as Dropbox, Google Drive, or even on a local network share on your servers internally. And from here, we just give it a name and a network share, and the control panel itself will map directly to the individual user's drive for that particular share. And the last tool to show on the admin functions is the Mail Servers tab. With the Mail Servers tab, we can set global permissions to allow what accounts and what domains we want our end users to be able to utilize the system. This allows the end user to choose their particular mail domain or mail server that they're using, and then submit their individual information, their email address and their password. If you are only using a single server, then you would only need to add in a single server in this list.
MyCrypt is a wholly contained system that is easily integrated into your current environment. Data protection has finally become a true constant in all communication and transactions using MyCrypt. Protection is no longer relegated only to the tech-savvy. MyCrypt, data protection made easy. I appreciate your interest in MyCrypt. The following slide will provide our contact information if you'd like to schedule a demo or get further information. Thank you.